So now we're going to create the mailer. First of all, let's fix this error typo here. This is going to be HTTP in the env file. So now we're going to go to the helpers, and we're going to create another file. Let's call it mailer.js, and we're going to need two packages. So let's install them. npmi google apis. It's going to be Google APIs, and also we're going to need the node mailer. Okay, and let's install them, and then let's require them right here. So it's going to be the first one is going to be the node mailer. Require the node mailer, and also we're going to get Google from the Google APIs. So Google equal require, and then right here we're going to call Google APIs. So I'm going to get the OAuth 2 system that we're going to use. We're going to get it from the google.auth. So we're going to have const, and we're going to right here we're going to call it the OAuth 2, and we're going to get it from google.auth. Okay, this is the first thing. Secondly, we're going to get all the variables that we have right here. All these variables, we're going to get them, except the base URL, we're going to get them right here from the process.env. So it's going to be const, and we're going to call all of them. So the first one is going to be the email, and then we're going to have the mailing ID, and also we're going to get the mailing refresh. Okay, and also we're going to get the mailing not refresh, but this time it's going to be the secret. Okay, and we're going to get them from where? The process.env. So we have all the variables right here: the email, mailing ID, mailing refresh, and mailing secret. And now we're going to create our auth object. So const auth object is going to be a new, so it's going to be an auth 2, auth 2, and then we're going to pass all our necessary variables. So the first one is going to be the mailing ID, and also we're going to pass the, let's go back here, the mailing refresh, and also the mailing secret, and also we're going to, last thing is going to be the link, the console link. So this one right here, we're going to need this link. So we're going to go back right here, and let's use it right here. So let's have a variable, let's call it OAuth link, and let's have it in a string right here. Okay, and let's remove this in the end, and then we're going to add this to this variables, okay, for the auth objects. Okay, now we're going to need something, is the function that we're going to need. So we're going to need two functions. We're going to need function to send the emails to verification email, and also the one to receipt code. Okay, you can use like one template and pass variables depending on the function that you want to use. Also you can use two functions. My way is going to be two functions. So let's create this function, exports dot, let's call it send verification email, and it takes, let's see right here, it's going to take an email. Also we're going to need the name, which is going to be the first name that we're going to refer to by in the email. Also we're going to use the URL that's going to use to verify your account. Okay, so now we're going to set the credentials for the auth object, this one. Okay, and we're going to set the credentials. So we're going to be auth.set credentials right here, and we're going to set the credentials. We're going to have an object, and we're going to set the refresh token to be our mailing refresh. Okay, this one right here. And after this, now we're going to define and get the access token. So const access token, and it's going to equal, we're going to go to the auth object, and now we're going to get the access token. Okay, this is a function from the auth object. And after this, we're going to create an ASMP. So let's call it ASMP, and we're going to go to the node mailer now, and then we're going to create a transport. Okay, and right here we're going to pass all of the informations that we're going to need, all the properties. The first one is going to be the service that we're going to use, which is going to be Gmail. Okay, and now we're going to define our auth objects properties, which is going to be simply, the first one is going to be the type that we're going to use. The type that we use is the auth 2. Okay, so we're going to define that as our type that we're going to use. So let's put inside the string. This is the first thing. The second thing is going to be the user that we're going to send from, which is going to be the email. Okay, and also we're going to have the client's ID, which is going to be the mailing ID. Okay, and now we're going to have the client secret, and the client secret is going to be the mailing secret. Okay, and the last thing is going to be access token. Okay, and the access token is going to be the mailing secret, not the mailing secret, the mailing refresh. This is for the access token. Okay, not the access token, this is going to be the refresh token, sorry, refresh token. Okay, we passed the secret right here. Let's call it, let's have it lowercase, refresh token like this. Okay, so the refresh token is going to be, this is necessary to be this way. Okay, this all named this way. So the refresh token is going to be the mailing refresh, and the last thing, there's another thing that we're going to pass, which is the access token. Okay, so we use the client's ID, the client secret, the refresh token, and now the access token. Okay, after this we're going to define the mail options. Okay, so let me see right here, let's have another variable, let's call it const mail options, and the mail option is going to define our mailing options. So right here we're going to equal, and then it's going to be an object also. So from, where we're going to send from is going to be our email. Okay, email, and where we're going to get the email to, so to is going to be from the email that we're going to pass to the function. Okay, which is going to be the one that user used to register. And after this we're going to need the subject, and the subject is going to be, let's call it Facebook email verification. Okay, okay, I don't advise you to use any name of brand. This is just for the course. You use your own, name for your own projects. Okay, this is not cool to use name of brands for your own projects. Okay, also the HTML, and the HTML right here is going to be the body of the email that you want to send. Okay, so the HTML, for example, this is what the email that we're gonna send looks like. This is the body, this is the HTML. We're gonna create it a bit later. Okay, like a minute, and then we're gonna start creating this. Okay, so it's going to be hello, this is going to be a variable, it's going to be the name that we're going to send to, we're going to pass to the function, and also this is going to be a link that we're going to click to go to verify our accounts. Okay, so after we do this, we're going to create this a bit later. So after this, we're just going to go to the SC option, and then we're going to just send the mail. So this is a function which is going to be send mail, and then right here we're going to pass the mail options that we have, which is going to be the mail options that we created right here, and then we're going to get the error and also the response. So we're going to get the error and all the response, or the data, whatever you want to call it. And then right here, if we have an error, so if there's an error, we're going to return. So we stop the function, and then we return the error. Okay, you can console log it. Also, there is no error, so just return the response like this. And this way we created the function that's gonna send the emails, and all we need now is to create the HTML. So now let's create the HTML. So first of all, let's just create a temporary file. Let's call it email.html. This is going to be, just temporary. We're going to delete it after just we see our changes in the browser to know what we created. Okay, so we're going to create an HTML template because we're going to need it, because when you click right here and we have open with live server. The live server is just an add-on or an extension that you add to make sure that you see your changes live without even refreshing your page. You can install it from the extensions. It's called a live server, and to make sure it works, you need to have the HTML template, and inside this body we're gonna have our code, and also we're gonna need just the one that we have in the body. This is the one that we're gonna copy and put in the HTML, okay, without the need for the other HTML template. So let's open with live server. Okay, and let's go right here. Let's open it, simultaneously to see our changes right here. Okay, so the final build is gonna be this way, and here we're gonna try and replicate that. Okay, so simply now we're gonna go to the body and have a div, and inside this div we're gonna have an image, and then we're gonna have a span. Okay, this image, and we're gonna have a span, and this span is gonna be action. Let's just copy it, this one. Okay, I'm just gonna copy it right here. Okay, this is what's gonna be. Also, we're gonna need the image. I have it right here in the asset images logo, but of course this is an image, so you put it as link. So no, you can't use like something from your local folder. So this is gonna be a link. Okay, so this is the image. I have it right here. I'm not gonna use it right here, so I upload it to Cloudinary right here, and I have the link. So this is the image that's gonna be. So let's go back to the email.html, and let's put the link right here. Okay, so this is going to be the image, and as you see right here, now let's work and style this. Okay, so I'm going to go to the div, we go style equal, and now let's style it right here. So the first thing is going to be a max width, which is going to be 700 pixels. Okay, after that we're going to have margin bottom 1 rem. Okay, after this we're going to have a display flex, and we're going to have a line items center. Also, we're going to have a gap 10 pixels. Also, we're going to have a font family to be Roboto. Okay, and after this is going to be a font weight of 600, and also we're going to have a color. Let me try and copy this. This is going to be 3B5998. Okay, so this is how it looks. Now we're going to go to, we're going to have a style for the image, and the image is going to be simply have a width of 30 px. Okay, 3 pixels, and this is how it looks exactly the same way right here. Okay, so now let's work on the second part. So it's gonna go right here after this div. Okay, after the div, and let me see right here, we're gonna have a span. Okay, so we're gonna have a span, and inside this span we're gonna have hello, and before this span we're gonna have a div, sorry, so because we need these borders right here, so everything inside this is inside these borders. So we're gonna have these borders first, so we're gonna have a div, and inside this div then we're gonna have our span, which is gonna have hello and then your name, for example Jake or whatever. Okay, so the first thing is gonna go to this div, and we're gonna style it also, so style, and then we're gonna have this size. So just focus with me right here. Okay, so we're gonna have a padding of 1 rem from top and bottom and 0 from left and right, and we're gonna have also a border top. So the border top, where is it? So this is the border top, and it's gonna be 1 pixel, and it's gonna be solid, and the color is gonna be E5, E5, E5. Okay, and we're gonna copy that because we're gonna need it also in the bottom, so we're gonna just change this to bottom. Okay, and as you see right here, we have it from both sides. Now also we're going to need to define the color for everything inside. So the color is going to be 141823, so it's going to be kind of black. Okay, and after this we're going to also define the font size, which is going to be 17 pixels, and also we're going to define the font family to be Roboto. Okay, and now it's going to change the fonts. Okay, and this is for this. As you see, everything looks fine. Now we're going to need this, so we're going to copy this, and let's go after the span, and after the span we're gonna have another div. Okay, so we're gonna have another div, and inside this we're gonna have a span, and inside this span is gonna be this text. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the div itself. So right here, and we're gonna have a style. Okay, and let's see right here, so we're gonna have a padding, top and bottom, and 0 from right and left. Okay, that's for the div outside, and inside this span, let me see right here what we have. This style is gonna be simply have a padding of 1.5 rem. Okay, and then 0 from right and bottom. So this is gonna be for this. Okay, and as you see, everything is working fine right here. Okay, so let's see what else we have. We have a link. This is now what we're gonna work on. This is gonna be the link. So let's go after this div, and we're gonna have an href. Okay, so the link in href is gonna be the URL. So for example, it's going to be like this. Okay, so it's going to be this way, and then we're going to pass the URL in the function. So we're going to remove the strings once we go to the file. Okay, right here we're going to have confirm your account. Okay, and let's go back right here to the after the href, and we're going to style this to make it the way we want. Okay, so the first thing is going to be a width of 200 pixels, and also we're gonna have a padding of 10 pixels, 15 pixels. Okay, after this we're gonna need a background, which is gonna be, let me see right here, is gonna be 4C649B. Okay, it's blue background. Also the color, so this is gonna be white, and also we're gonna have text decoration to remove the underline. So text decoration is gonna be none. And after this we're gonna have the font weight to be 600, and as you see, this is the A-link looking all right. So after this we're gonna have, let's see right here, this is the A tag, and after the A tag we're gonna have a BR, okay, to return to line, because the href by default to be in line, so it's going to be added right here, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to have a BR to make sure that we go back to the line. Okay, and then we can have another div, and inside div is going to be a span, and inside this span we're going to have this right here. So let's go back right here, and then we're going to paste this in the span. Okay, so let's go to the div and style it. So simply we're going to style it to move it up from top, so it's going to be padding top, because in the margin it doesn't work well with the HTML email, so we're just going to use padding top. So it's going to be 20 pixels, because I've used the margin top and we want to see the the email in your website, and it's still connected, and there is no space between them. So this way what I want for the padding instead for the typical margin that you went for. Okay, so let's go for the tag, and then right here we're gonna have margin. Okay, and it's gonna be 1.5 rem, and then it's gonna be 0 from right and left, and the color, let's see what color we have right here, 898F9C. Okay, this way. And so this is how it looks. This is the same way that we have right here. So now we're going to take everything inside the body. So we're going to take everything, and we're going to copy it, and then we're going to go right here, and then we're going to look for the HTML compressor. Okay, and then we're going to go to the compressor, any one of your choice, so anyone that works. So I simply copy it right here and then compress HTML, and then you get it right here. Okay, so we're going to take everything inside this and we're going to copy it and then go back to our mailer function, and inside the HTML you just paste it right here. Okay, and let's check for everything inside right here to see if everything is all right. Okay, let me maximize this and let me go using the keyboard, so see if there is everything all right right here. Okay, so we're gonna have hello name, which is gonna be the variable that we're gonna pass. So let's see if it passed. Okay, this is a bit slow but it's all right. So hello, this is gonna be a variable, so it's gonna be a variable, so we're gonna pass it this way, and it's just gonna be the name that we're gonna pass to the function. Okay, let's go after this. Let me use this, it's a bit faster. So let's go right here, please confirm your account. So this is the URL, so this is gonna be, you know, no string right here, so this is gonna be a variable URL. So this is, you know, we created everything need to send the email. So now we're gonna go back to the user, but before that, notice right here we pass the email, the name, and the URL. So let's remove this console log right here, and we're gonna define the URL. So the URL is simply this, as I've said before. When we click right here, we're gonna go to the URL that we're gonna pass, and the URL is gonna be the front end first of all. So just call it URL, and then you use backticks. We're gonna pass variables. The first thing is gonna be the process.env.base URL. Okay, so this is the URL. It's gonna be http localhost 3000, and then we're gonna have /activate. So, and then we're gonna have right here the email verification, okay, token. So this is the link that he's going to go to, and when he goes to this link, we're going to create this page that's called activate, and in this page we're going to take the email verification token, and from it we get the ID, and then we do all of our verification stuff. Okay, so now we're simply going to go and call this function right here, which is send the verification email. So we're going to go right here, and after this we're going to call it, let's import it, and we're going to pass first of all the email. So we're going to pass everything from the database to the user right here that we register in the database, and we're going to pass first of all the email, and secondly we're going to pass the name, which is going to be the first name, so user.first name, and then we're going to pass simply the URL. So this is as simple as you want. So now if we went back to Postman, we're going to need an email to register with. So let's go back right here, let's go new tab, and then let's search for temp mail. So let's go to the first one. Okay, to test this, so we're gonna use this temporary email service to get an email. So let's wait a little bit. I have it right here. So let's go back and let's change this for here. Okay, and then we're gonna send. Okay, and let's see, as you see, this is the user created in the database. Let's see if we get any error right here in the console. And as you see here, we got some errors. Okay, so after reading the error, it's just simply one of the stupidest errors that you can get ever, which is simply you're gonna pass the secrets before the refresh. This is all there is to it. So now we go back there and then save. Okay, let's see right here, and now we saved, and now let's try again. I gotta go to the database and delete the user that we added, so let me remove that. Okay, and now let's try and send again. Okay, so let's send. And as you see right now, it's created in the database. Let's go back here, and we don't get any errors. So this is simply just stupid, to be honest. And you go back, not here, and then we're gonna see that we get the email right here. Okay, and as you see, this is the email that we get. This is the subject, this is our image and everything, and the name that we use, in the description or the registration. So right here, you're gonna have it is the same one right here. Okay, and also this is the link that's been generated when you click on it. So I don't know, it's loading. Okay, so this is the link. So this is going to be the URL of our front side, which is going to be localhost 3000, then /activate, and here we have the token that has our information of the user, which is going to be only the ID. We don't pass too many informations necessary, we just pass the ID, and it's all needed to activate our user. So we're not done yet. First of all, let's remove this HTML file. As I said, it's temporary. And as you see, after registration, we need something. We need to send something to the client or to the front end. So we're going to send some informations like the name, the email, like the username. Also, we're going to need a token for the login. So as you see, generate token. This is generates as a token. This is used, for different scenarios. We used it to store our ID in the registration process, but also we need it on the login, and it's going to be necessary because we're going to verify who you are using the token when you log in. Okay, so it's going to be the same way used right here. You can use the same function. Some people choose to use a different function. It's going to be the same function but has like a different key. So this token secret that we have in the env right here is going to be different like for the login. Okay, so this way that's make sure that it's special to use and login. Like you can choose any approach. I'm going to use the same function. You can create like a different function that has a different key, but it's not for me. So we're going to go const, and then we're going to have a token, and I'm going to use the same function. Okay, and then we're going to pass the same information. It's just going to be the ID. So the ID and the ID, let's go ID, and it's going to be simply the user._id.toString. Okay, the same one right here. And the second option is going to be how long we're going to use it to verify the user is logged in. I'm going to use it for a week. So it's going to be 7 days. Okay, after 7 days, this token is not right, and then the user can't use it to log in. So it's going to be logged out. Okay, and we can't do any operation using that user that exceeded 7 days. Okay, so now we have the token. Now we need to send the information to the front end that we're gonna need, and then we're gonna use it in the the global store for the Redux. Okay, so it's gonna be the response, and then we're gonna send. So let's remove this right here. So it's gonna, we can't send the whole user because it has like the password and all the unnecessary information. So let's go send, and right here we're gonna have this is send, and right here we're gonna have all the informations that we need to send. Okay, so focus with me. Let's see what I've sent. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna need to send is gonna be the ID. Okay, which is gonna be the user._ID. Okay, and also we're gonna send the username. So the username is gonna be the user.username. Okay, and make sure that you use the user that we saved to the database. Okay, after this we're going to send also the picture, which is going to be user.picture. Also we're going to send the first name and the last name. So the first name, and it's going to be user.firstname. Okay, and also we're going to have last name, and it's going to be from the user.last name. Also, an important thing is going to be the token. So we're going to also send the token, and the token is simply going to be the token right here. Also, we're going to send if the account is verified. So we're going to have this verified right here. So it's going to be user.verified, which is going to be right or false. And the last thing is going to be the message. So after registering, we want to send the message to the user before redirecting to the main page. So it's going to be register. It's going to be success. Okay, please activate your email. Okay, so this one, like, please activate your email to start, for example, or whatever. Okay, so this is going to be the data that we're going to send to the user to catch. Okay, so we're going to do this operation again. So let's go back to Postman, and let's remove the user from the database. So let's refresh right here. We're going to remove the last one, and then let's see, we send again. Okay, and when we send, now the information that's going to be sent to the front end is going to be simply the ID of the user, the username, the picture, which is going to be the default picture, and also the first name, last name, and also the token that we generated. And it's going to be the verified is going to be false because it's not verified yet. We're going to work on that in the next tutorial. And then the message that you get register success, please activate your email to start. And if we went back to our let's go back temporary email to see if we got the new email. So we'll make sure everything is all right. So as you see, let's wait a little bit, it takes time. Okay, this is the new image, the new message, and as you see, this is the recent one, and this is, everything is working fine now. And this is, good to see, because in web development there is a lot of errors, a lot of bugs that you fix through your coding process. Okay, so see you next.